my name is Abigail, and on this channel I talk about books and things that I'm passionate about. And for this video, the day of Christmas, so this is going up right now, it's the night before Christmas, so I better hurry up, get this edited and put it up. But for this video, I read 3 recent releases. One, Hannah Grace, Holiday Ever After. This is the author of the Icebreaker series, then Wildfire, and then Daydream. And then the next book that I read was A Little Holiday Fling. This is by Farah Heron. And the last book was A Mannequin for Christmas by Timothy Janowski. Now, I read them in a different order than I said them. I'm sorry. So the first book that you will see me read is A Little Holiday Fling, and this is about 2 people who are of Indian descent, and they meet around Christmas. And Ruby is she is a lot, but not in a bad way. She's just extra. She likes nice things, and he's a doctor and he has money, but he thinks that skincare is a waste of money. But they inevitably meet, and it is a romance, so they fall in love, of course. But along the way, they are celebrating Christmas for his nieces because she wants to get a good, glowing recommendation for his family's business. His family's business is hotel business, and she wants to get into it. So she's like, I really need to impress him. How can I impress him? I know the way to his heart is through his nieces. So they do a little fake dating, kind of, not really. It's like forced proximity, I guess I would say. So I read this one, and then I read Holiday Ever After, and this is about 2 characters. Our first character, Clara, and then Jack. So Clara is a big wig from a toy company, and her family owns this toy company, and they recently put out a doll, but that doll is very reminiscent of Jack's doll. And Jack lives in a small town, and he feels like they copied him. So somebody from that small town posts a video, and Clara has to go to this small town to see if she can set things right. And then the final book that I read is A Mannequin for Christmas. Mannequin for Christmas is about Henry, and one night he is setting up a display for his shop for Christmas, for a Christmas window display. And the next day we have Aiden. He comes to life, and it is about finding a perfect person. And perfect doesn't necessarily mean perfect, just maybe perfect for you. So I will now send you back into time to when I read these 3 holiday romances. I started this on audio today, and I was taking notes. This is so very fucking cringe. So very cringe. It's a little incredible. And I'm really disappointed because I was excited to read from a diverse author with a diverse cast of characters, as opposed to constantly reading from all of the same types of people about all of the same types of people. You know, I was excited for a little bit of representation. This, I believe it's mentioned that they are Muslim, so I was excited to get a holiday romance that wasn't Christmas from people who don't celebrate Christmas about people who don't celebrate Christmas. Because I am reading so much Christmas romance, I thought that I would have a good time with this. However, I am incredibly disappointed to say that this is very cringe. I wish I had my notes with me. I don't. Whoops. So I actually left them at work. But I can take a direct quote. She says, "Oh, I'm such a klutz." Yep. It's mentioned that skincare girly and dude bros are mentioned, and she says, "A car in this economy?" I found it to be incredibly cringe, and I'm really disappointed by it. I really am. I'm gonna push through. I'm gonna continue. I'm going to push through because I want to push through. I haven't found anything that makes me want to cancel this book, like throw it out of my plans, but I am a little disappointed, to say the least. I will, when I go to work and I get my notes, I will let you know what it is that I actually wrote down versus just what I pulled out of my brain. But I digress. I'm disappointed, but I will persist. Let me tell you something. So I'm getting ready to go to the store to obtain some Red Bull because my coffee this morning was less than satisfactory. I asked for half sweet. They put no sweet. So I had coffee and milk. Anyways, I finished this, and what are my thoughts? Well, I'm so glad you asked. It got better. It did get better. However, most of my complaints right up until the end, there was like, just the dialogue was very cringy. The, like, everything about it just felt like juvenile. And the thing is that it's not a young adult book. There was sex scenes in it. It's for adults, but it felt very juvenile. It felt very like purposefully easy for people to understand. Now listen, there's something wrong with an easy to understand book. However, this wasn't easy to understand for the sake of like the reader. It just felt very juvenile, and I feel really bad about this because I wanted to love this book, and I just didn't. So I think I've landed on a 2.5 stars for this one. It's not the worst thing I've ever read, but I've definitely read better, and I know that this is not her first book. So, and that's kind of like, it feels like a freshman book. It just, yeah, there's 4 other books by this author. So I don't know that I will be giving this author another chance. And if I do, I don't think it will be anytime soon. I'm so sad to say. However, I did go ahead and start Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace on audio while I was making dinner. Well, starting dinner. And it's narrated by Teddy Hamilton, so honestly, you can never fucking go wrong. I am on my lunch break, but I figured that since this is the last vlog of Bookmas, I figured I would take myself to the bookstore. This is going to serve 2 purposes. Purpose number 1, I need caffeine, and the bookstore that is across the street from my job, in fact, they have caffeine. So that serves purpose number 1. Purpose number 2, I have just a touch more shopping to do. I would like to get my kids something, Stranger Things, preferably like a Pop Funko or something, Stranger Things-ish. And also, I wouldn't be mad to find the next book in the series that he's reading. So that, and also, I personally, it's Tuesday for me right this moment. I would like to know what has released, and I would like to get my grubby little nasty hands on a new book. Why? I don't fucking need one, but I want it. So I'm going to the bookstore. I haven't decided if I'm taking a regular size lunch or an extra large long lunch. I'm gonna aim for a regular lunch, but if I happen to go over by 5-10 minutes, I'm not gonna complain, I'm not gonna cry. So that was it. Also, the reason I'm so damn tired is because we hit the gym this morning at 4 a.m., me and my child. So we left the house at 4 a.m. This whole week is gonna be long for me. This has nothing to do with the vlog, but we joined the gym. We got the gym membership, and I went to the gym, as one does. When you obtain a gym membership, you go to the gym. So I did that, and we went this morning, but because I'm trying to be here at 7 a.m., I did not have the luxury of sleeping in. So, and I also slept like shit. Part of the reason is I'm waiting for the last little bit of Christmas stuff, and one of those things was coming from my sister via Amazon. Amazon's been telling them that they're out for delivery all damn day. My sister says, hey, it says between this time and this time. I said, okay. She shares the tracking. Now all of a sudden it says by 24th. Here's the problem. The problem is the thing that we got him, he cannot use without that last piece. And you might be thinking, well, why didn't you just buy it? Well, the reason is because my sister and her fiance wanted to get him something to go along with it, which is something that we often do in my family. When my son was getting a hamster for Christmas, we all pitched in. Somebody bought this, somebody bought that. When you're getting a large extravagant gift, rather than get like one big gift or one like medium-sized gift and then a bunch of little small stuff that has nothing to do with it, we like in my family to get a pull money together kind of thing. Like that's what we did for his hamster. Everybody pitched in like a little bit of money and we covered whatever was left, and you know, we did birthday stuff too, but for the most part the gift was the hamster. He got a cage for the hamster, he got all the supplies for the hamster, he got the hamster treats, toys, etc, 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 all the stuff he needs to take care of his baby. And that's what he got for his birthday last year. Hamster is named Maribel. She's still alive, she's still kicking. And then for his birthday this year, we did a little bit of a smaller birthday because we were going to probably do something bigger for Christmas. And the thing that we were going to do for Christmas is in fact pretty big. So we pooled money basically. My husband and I, we bought the big thing. And then the safety equipment that is needed to use the big thing, we had my sister and her fiance buy because they wanted to go and get something to go with it. And now I've screwed myself because now I'm going down this lane and there's no parking, and there's a person trying to get into a spot that doesn't exist yet. Oh, it is existing now. Love that. It's awesome. Now if you could kindly move the hell out of my way. I personally, not that anybody asked me, I personally would like to get a spot, get my caffeine in me because I have been up since 3 a.m. Like I said, I slept like shit last night. But yeah, so, oh, we're just backing up. Come on out. Please, come on out. Anyways, I would like to get some caffeine in me so that I can not feel like a garbage pile, I guess, is really what I'm looking at. Are you gonna hit me, bro? Are you like so for real right now, bro? I can't with this parking lot. 2 days before Christmas, it's always a cluster fuck anywhere you go, but like this parking lot especially is very small. So, no, go ahead. I'll take your spot. I just feel like I'm playing move the car 3.5 inches everywhere I go, because everywhere I go, somebody starts backing out and I have to stop. Okay, I'm going to take this spot though, so this works out. So, step number 1, get caffeine. Step number 2, find something for my kid because I feel bad because he's got nothing to open underneath the tree, but that's because something bigger is going to be waiting outside. Okay, bye. Okay, I'm going to be a little late going back to work, but it should be fine. It's 1 o'clock now. I should be back 1 minute from now, and I am simply not going to make it back in 1 minute, but I can get close. So, I did not get myself a book. I did some last minute Christmas shopping for my kid. I got him the next book in the series he's reading, Jujutsu Kaisen. Don't ask me what it's about. I don't know. And then I got him the two Stranger Things, like I mentioned. And I got this for myself. Whoop. So I did get myself something, but not a book. I don't feel like I had enough time there. But I digress. Am I even going to make it to work on time? No. But I wanted more time. I had quite an eventful day today. My kitten, pretty boy. I am right around a third of the way through this book. I'm still having a pretty okay time. One thing that I kind of neglected to remember is that this is the same author as the Icebreaker series, and let me tell you, I'm having a much better time with the non-college age kids. So the premise for this one is she is the daughter of the CEO of a doll or a toy company, and the toy in question, wow, that's incredibly, why is it doing that? That is so weird. What the hell? Anyways, I got distracted. So he made a doll, and her company that her dad is the owner of copied his toy, but they're saying it's based off of the toy that she made when she was a kid. And so far there's been no no smut, so I will update you accordingly. Teddy Hamilton is in it. That's how I know there's going to be smut. And yeah, what did you think about my little Barnes and Books A Million haul today? I was grateful for the caffeine. I freaking needed it real bad. But now it's 8 o'clock at night and I am geriatric and old. I have to go to the gym again tomorrow because I'm paying for it. I might as well go. And yep, so there's that. And yeah, so I decided that I was gonna get the gym membership not before New Year's or after New Year's, like no New Year, new me type shit. Like, I want to do this because it's good for me. I've been walking and like putting a little bit of effort in, and like I'm really proud to say that this has been the best health year that I've had in a really long time. Due to a number of factors, I put on a little bit of weight, and I am throughout this year down 40 pounds from since January to now. And that was with limited physical activity, just watching what I was eating and trying to balance my hormones. And I will never be back to my pre-pregnancy weight from before my son, who is now 13. But I'm really pleased with my progress. Maybe one day I'll share more information about it and why I feel I put on weight, because I'm sure that my story could help somebody, but I'm not ready to share that on the internet. So for now, just know that I'm taking steps to become even healthier. And in the process, listening to some audiobooks at the gym. I'm grateful that I get to have Teddy Hamilton whisper sweet nothings into my ear tomorrow, unless I finish this one. No, I think I will be listening to this one tomorrow, and then I have one more book to go, and then Christmas is done, because Christmas is on Thursday and today is Tuesday, so tomorrow is the night before Christmas, and I've got this one and one more. It's almost over, but I have been doing a little planning for January, and I can see myself already doing this to myself again. And even though the books on my January plans are like the videos I want to do in January, even though those books are like something I actually genuinely want to read, I'm doing it to myself again, where I put so much pressure on myself that it's not even fun anymore. And I needn't do that, because my goal in this is to have fun. My goal is to not make this, don't turn it into a job. Don't make this not enjoyable. And that's exactly what I'm doing, and that's wrong, and that's bad, and that's no good, and I really need to not. So yeah, I digress. I'm going to listen to a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to go to bed. But, yeah. That's my plan. Good morning. I went to the gym this morning, and I obtained a coffee prior to going home. And then I got ready and I put on my outfit. Let me ask you a question, and maybe this is the part where I reveal what side of the internet that I'm on. Is anybody else on the Marcus side of the internet? Because I saw him one day. He was like, Robert, I don't like this rack. This rack is pissing me off. And I have not been able to stop thinking about our dear friend Marcus. And the issue with this is I've accidentally brought this love of Marcus with me to work. Actually, it was intentional. It was not an accident whatsoever. But I brought it nonetheless. And I've showed a couple of my coworkers. Multiple of my coworkers. Now, multiple people are now going around saying Marcus things. Sending Marcus things back and forth to each other on our group thing. And, just saying Marcus-y things. Well, I was asked, because I don't know if you noticed or not, but like occasionally I do a little bit of makeup. I dabble. I am not a professional. I am not a professional. but I do dabble, and I specialize in tiny little itty bitty tiny little things. And to match my shirt, which I will show you really quickly while I'm driving, I am irritated. I am mildly irritated. I put a tiny little Marcus. So there's a tiny little Marcus on my head this morning. Good Lord, I can't stop but to drop you a little bit. But tiny little Marcus today. I am mildly irritated. So I'm really proud of that. But I did go to the gym today, and I keep giving you bad angles. Like, if I were to show you just how much progress I've made, I'm feeling hot today. I'm feeling snatched. I have been dabbling in too many Christmas treats. I've been indulging in way too many Christmas treats. Those fucking Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes. That is not Little Debbie. Little Debbie Christmas tree cake. She's trying to make you Big Deborah. All right. And listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I partook a time or two. They had the bigger version of the Christmas tree cakes, and I recently learned that they are 390 calories. I did, in fact, eat an entire box over the course of a week. Listen, once we go back to not Christmas, I will get back on my grind. I will get back on my salads, you know, but I have been spending so much time, like, really eating Christmas shit and like the Christmas beverages, and I can't help it. Like, I think that a certain amount is okay, but I have been going above and beyond that amount. But I digress. I haven't gained any weight. I've just stayed stagnant. And so I've decided, because I'm staying in this like 5 pounds bouncing back and forth depending on what part of my month I'm in, I've decided that obviously this is related to Christmas. And so if I'm going to continue Christmas indulgence, then I need to get into the gym. So we did 45 minutes today. My son and I did 45 minutes today. Yesterday we hit arms, so my arms are sore. Today I hit the legs, and let me tell you, I'm going to feel it tomorrow, and tomorrow is Christmas, and that is really not good. That is not good for me personally. But I do have a fat public sub over here with a Red Bull, so that will be my lunch. But it's only a half day at work today. Listen, you came here for book updates, and you got a life update. Sorry about that. But let me tell you about my day. My book. I have completed the majority of it. I think I've been listening on audio, so I think I've got about like an hour and a half left of what book am I reading? The one by Hannah Grace. What is it? Holiday Ever After? Is that the book I'm reading? Is that what it's called? I don't know, but it's narrated by Teddy Hamilton, and like I said before, if it's narrated by Teddy Hamilton, I'm having a good fucking time. So I am having a good fucking time. Add that to the fact that I actually am enjoying the book. I'm enjoying the plot quite a bit. We have gotten to the smut, so there you go. The plot is giving more than I was expecting it to. So I'm pretty impressed with that. But we are cutting it super close with the end of the year because it is the 24th of December. Right now, it is December 24th. And I am not finished with this book, and I still have an entire other book that was on my plan TBR that I obtained a physical copy and an audio copy of. So, I have to get on my grind. There's a large possibility that this will like kind of feed into Christmas. My plan is to put it up on Christmas Day anyway, so it doesn't bother me that much. Then you get like a little bit of Christmas on it. But the issue is that I'm not going to have very much time to actually edit. So if I do that, you fell. If I do that, I'm going to have to edit the video tonight. I'm going to have to edit everything tonight and then edit the clips as I take them for tomorrow so that it'll go up on time. And on time to me is really just before midnight. I had all of Halloween so good, so structured, but I also had a lot of like fill-in videos in between. Like there was a decent portion of the Halloween videos that I wasn't reading anything in the video. And I did have the like read with me by the tree for this one, but for Halloween I did like 3 crafts, I think. I did 3 shopping days. I did 2 check-ins. And so that's 3 crafts, 3 shopping videos, that's 6. A TBR, a check-in, so that's 8. And then I want to say that there was like another video that I wasn't reading anything for either. So I kind of looked at my Halloween and went, why couldn't I do the same thing? Like, why couldn't I do that? And the reason probably is because while I was reading multiple books for a lot of those videos, there was a lot of space in between. And so with this one, I have been reading, there's only 2 videos that I read 1 book for, and 1 video that I read no books for, 4 videos that I read 2 books for, and the rest that I have read, 5 videos that I've read 2 books for, and the rest have been 3. So that's a lot to pack into 12 days. So I forgive myself, and I'm ready to shut the fuck up and continue listening so that we can move on to book 3. I'm not sure how many clips you'll get of me today. I do have to wrap a little bit of things, like maybe like 3 things, 4 things when I get home. But I do have to work half day today, and so yeah. But I also have been thinking about going back to the gym. I don't think that the morning grind is enough, and I also think I need to involve, listen, this is the problem that I have with going to the gym, is every time I've ever gone to the gym in the past, it's become my entire life, and that's not okay. It's not a healthy balance, and I can't be doing that. But I do think I need to get a personal trainer involved so that I can make sure that the exercise that I'm doing, the things that I'm targeting, are working for my personal fitness goals and my desire to gain in certain areas and lose in other areas. So that's an option for me I'm considering. But for now, I will go ahead and play my audiobook so that I can listen to Teddy Hamilton whisper sweet nothings into my ear on this fine Christmas Eve. Cool, so I finished this book. I like it pretty good, 4 stars. I guess I would say that my biggest and really only complaint about it is the references to like AI, like, oh, it's AI. And somebody said something about a Etsy witch. That was weird. And also there was something else. It was very like, don't read this in 2027 because it wouldn't, like, some of the stuff is only relevant to 2025, you know what I mean? Like the comments on pop culture, stuff like that. I don't really like that in my books. Sometimes I do, but this, I was like, I do find that I like Hannah Grace as an author. This is now the 4th book that I've read by Hannah Grace, and ultimately my thoughts and feelings on it is I would continue to read from Hannah Grace. I've liked her books in the past. I like this book quite a bit. I actually like this book a little bit more than the Icebreaker series, so good for you, Hannah Grace, for going up on my list of authors. Pretty positive thoughts overall, I think. There's a pretty decent social commentary about pretty privilege and being gay, but this was not working for me. I'm really sorry. I am not having the best time ever. I'm gonna keep trying. I am really close to the end, so it deserves more time. So I'm gonna give it that time, but right now, as of right now, this is very cringe. And it's looking like a 2.5, 3 star at best. The very best thing about reading is that there are many different types of books for many different types of people, and representation is important, and there's a way for everyone to feel represented in different books, and not every single book is meant to represent me, and not every single book is meant to represent you. But what I really wanted to do was make sure that I was getting books for this that were not just by people that look like me, people that come from the same place as me. So I wanted to get books by people other than people like me. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? But the issue is that while I was doing that, and I did, I succeeded. I picked up 2 books by people that are other than me, like different, diverse. People like, well, I'll get into it. This is a BIPOC author. This is Farrah Heron. She does not look like me. And this is by Timothy Javanowski, and he is a queer man. And I was hopeful that I could enjoy these things. And I already kind of mentioned my feelings on this one, but I'll get into this one. And it's not the diversity that bothered me. I want to make that very clear. It was the characters, the dialogue was cringe to me. This felt like a first novel, like the way that it was written, like, oh, I'm just such a klutz. And then with this one, I feel like there's some pretty good commentary here about like finding the perfect person for you, or versus like the perfect person. You know what I mean? Like this, he's a mannequin, so he is able to be molded and shaped in a way that our main character, Henry, would like for Aiden to be. So he's a mannequin. He's being he's being taught things that Henry wants him to know, and then when they tell their story to other people, it's Henry's version of the story, how Henry wants to be represented in this relationship, how Henry wants for people to know that him and Aiden met, how Henry feels, and you know, the backstory that Henry is giving to Aiden. And it's pretty good representation of like perfect relationship, or perfect person for me, perfect versus real, because he's a mannequin and he's not a real person. There's some pretty good commentary on that, and there's, like I mentioned earlier, some pretty good commentary on just like being queer, being gay, and also just being different and not being stereotypically beautiful, not being Western ideal beauty standard, not meeting that. And while there's some pretty good commentary with that, and while I found myself like, you know, agreeing with some of the things that we're saying, and this book feels a little juvenile to me. I don't know what it is. And that's not to say that this other book that I read doesn't have convenient plot points in it. That's not to say that this book was not, I fear that anything I say will be taken out of context. The premise of this was unique. The premise of this was unique. And the premise of this was unique. I enjoyed the idea of getting together for the holidays, even though you don't celebrate necessarily, and doing it for the kids. I like that. And with this one, I mean, I'm sure that this is not an incredibly, like, it's unique enough, but it's not this is not the first time that something has come to life. I think I've probably read something similar to this in the past. I just don't recall it at the moment. And this is a business executive going to a small town. It's very Hallmark. It's very city girl, small town guy kind of vibes. It's unique in, what am I trying to say? It is unique in the premise that the toy situation. So she is from a big company, kind of like I would say like maybe American Girl style, but the small town has come together and made a doll, and this small town feels that it's been ripped off of by her father's company. So it's unique, but not really. Do you know what I mean? Like the plot point is unique enough, the premise isn't. The plot points are unique enough, but the premise isn't. And then again, the plot points are unique, but the premise isn't, for all three of these books. So I feel very similarly across the board. However, the dialogue feels juvenile, and the dialogue was fine in this one, but it feels very like we're drawing a line. We can see the plot point and we're going across and we're making that connection and we're going in a straight line. And it feels like I knew what was going to happen on page 338 when I started reading this on page 1. Do you know what I mean? And that's not to say I didn't feel that way with this one, but because there was more of a backstory for these individuals, like there was a whole small town to explore for this one, and you know, she comes from a corporate executive world, and then with this one we have culture to explore. So I enjoyed the culture aspect of this one, but for this one of them is literally a mannequin and it was a flat, and that's to be expected. But Henry was also flat. Henry fell flat as a character for me. And looking at it like this, I think I enjoyed the complexities of these characters a little more, having looked at the flatness of these characters. But the dialogue feels very juvenile, and with this one, I enjoyed the complexities of their backgrounds and their sort of they're coming together. It was, I knew what was going to happen in this one as well, but at least there was something more, because I just feel like this was so, I knew nothing. I feel like 338 pages could have been summed up in a novella. Do you know what I mean? And with this one, I felt like this one was good, but the dialogue was very cringe. I feel so terrible because I did get a 4-star, and I did get a 3-star and a 2.5 stars. So I'm feeling mostly positive about this because I didn't get a 1-star. I didn't get a 2-star. At least I got a 4, a 3, and a 2.5. It's not, 2.5 is a middle of the road book. 3 is good. 4 is great. 5 is perfect. And I'm a very harsh rater, and I know this. So after we wrap all 3 of these up, I definitely have a clear favorite. I don't think that I would read from this author again, only because I did not enjoy the dialogue, and I didn't like the dialogue. I would probably pick up another book by this author. I feel like it's possible that because we had a mannequin as a character, anything that he put additional to another character felt like enough, but because we had one mannequin, I was expecting the other character, Henry, to be a phenomenal character, and he also fell flat. So I have flat characters, cringy dialogue, and this one. I'm a little disappointed that these are the 3 I'm ending on, because even though I liked this book, it was not my favorite of the month. And even though I liked this book, I just feel so terrible. I feel so terrible. I really do. I really wanted to make sure that I was reading pretty diversely this month. I read from a couple authors of color. I read traditionally published and independently published. I read queer books. I read gay, lesbian, bisexual. I read from a Black author. I read from a couple queer authors. I read from a Hispanic author. I did read from a lot of white authors, but I feel like I read a lot of LGBTQ books this month. So good for me, I guess. Let me double count. Let me check that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I read 4 LGBTQIA plus books. I read from at least 3 that I know of BIPOC authors. That doesn't include the anthology, which had authors of various ethnicities, backgrounds, and cultures. So I feel like because it was Christmas related, I wanted to make sure that not just I was represented. And I feel like I did a really good job with that. But I think maybe next year I will try and pick different books that are already well loved and well liked. All 3 of these were brand new. Most of the books that I read this year were new. I'd say 50% of the books that I read for this month were released fairly recently, and I feel like we have holiday romances that are loved and beloved, tried, tested, and true, and these were brand new, hot off the presses. All 3 of these were released this year, and a decent portion of the books that I read this month were. So what did I learn? I learned that just because it's new doesn't mean it's great, and just because it's new and popular doesn't mean you should read it. And that's what I learned. I'm sorry that this is such a bummer. I apologize. I will see you very soon because I have my end of year stuff. I have my best of the year, worst of the year, most anticipated of next year. And I have a lot of videos that are going to be coming out. My goals for 2026. All these things are going to be coming out in the next week, the week after Christmas, leading into the new year. So stay tuned for that. If you have any books by diverse people, diverse backgrounds, diverse cultures, diverse ethnicities, diverse identifiers, all of the things, let me know in the comments down below. I really want to make sure that I am reading very diversely and not just what is popular, but yes. Okay, thank you for listening to my rant and rave. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.